Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are going to be going through a leg day. My typical routine. I'm just going to show you pretty much what I'm doing on a regular basis now, being 16 and a half weeks out from my show. A typical standard leg day. This is one of 2 leg days that I do throughout the week. This one is specifically focused more on adductors, a little bit of hamstring, but mainly quad work. But I always like to start the majority of my workouts either hitting adductors or hamstrings first, because that's the weakest part of my leg, and that's just the area of my legs that need to grow the most. So we're just gonna go through a raw, unfiltered workout. I'm gonna show you guys kind of some of my methods that I like to do and how I do each exercise. And maybe you can take something away from it. So typically here, I like to start with a seated leg curl. Gotta make sure that the bench is, or the seat is adequate enough. Especially the pad is situated on my ankles. And pretty much what I like to do is when I get in here, I typically do about 2 to 3 feel sets / warm-ups just to get used to the motion. And I don't really worry too much about the tempo here, rather than just overall squeezing the muscle, just feeling it firing. And this makes it extremely light, so this is not really anything at all, but just get more blood flow in here. So we'll do 2 or 3 sets of this, pyramiding up in weight, because I could typically do almost the whole stack when it comes to this particular leg curl. So I'll pretty much do 80 pounds, then like 130, then like 190, and then I'll start my working sets around 230 pounds. So it takes me a little bit of a while to get up to my working weight, because I never like to just go from 50 pounds to 230 pounds right at the rep. That's how injuries happen. I like to make sure that the muscle is ready to handle that load placed upon my hamstrings, or any muscle for that matter. And that's just one of the best ways to prevent overall injury, especially as you get older. I'm 34, so I'm not like some 20-something-year-old that can just go into the weight and start slinging, or go into the gym and start slinging weight right from the beginning, which I don't advise that either. But usually younger kids can get away with that because their muscles are just a little bit more, they have a little bit more elasticity, more resilience to that load. Still don't advise it though. Still make sure you warm up properly. But just being a little bit older, you have to do things a little bit more meticulously. So that's my second warm up at 130. This one's gonna be about 180. I'm only gonna do like 3 to 4 reps right here, and then I'll start my working sets. All right, so this is going to be my first working set. Now, what I want you guys to take note of is 2 things. 2 things that are very pivotal to the exercise is how I am sitting when doing the exercise. Some people sit back like this and they'll arch their back and lift their chest. That is not what I do. So the first thing that I do, put this down, sit up like this, so keep your back nice and flat, almost somewhat rounded, so you're not arching that back, so your lower erectors are not coming into play when doing this. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the tempo in which I am doing. So how slow I'm going on each of the contractions. I'm going down and also going on the way up. So take note of that. Again, first working set. So, if you're not turning red when lifting, you're not lifting hard enough. The slower that you can go, the more that you're gonna be able to feel the muscle working, the better that you're gonna have better neural connectivity to that muscle, mind-to-muscle connection, and that makes a world of difference when it comes to building the muscle, making it stronger, trying to hypertrophy the muscle. So make sure you're doing that across the board. All right, then we're gonna go hit leg extensions, get the quads warmed up for squats. So the problem with commercial gyms and such, so I train here at Crunch, which is a great gym, one of the biggest, it is the biggest gym around, best gym around, most in shape people. There's 3 leg extension machines, but they're all taken right now. So instead of moving on from a workout, just simply ask him how many more sets he has, 2 more sets. So I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna do some calf raises in between, keep the blood flowing, keep my heart rate up a little bit. And then when he's done, jump on. But that's the problem with commercial gyms. If you don't have the piece of equipment available right then and there, go up, ask him how many sets. Usually if it's a cool dude, a cool girl, they'll have good gym etiquette and they'll ask if you want to work in with them, which is fantastic. This fella didn't though. And I didn't ask because he only has 2 sets left. So just gonna wait until he gets done. Then I'll jump on leg extensions. All right, we're jumping on leg extensions because the guy's finally up. We're gonna do 2 field sets and then jump into 3 working sets. Again, up until pretty much after squats, I typically always do a lot of field sets just to make sure I feel the weight. I'm extra cautious when it comes to injury prevention because as I've been getting older, things tend to give out just a little bit easier than when I was younger. So making sure that my muscle is familiar with that load is something that I have to do. So I did 115 pounds on this for my first set. Second set, I'm doing 160. Then I'll start my working set around 220 or so. Maybe pyramid up from there a little bit. But 3 working sets, get the quads nice and firing to get ready for squats. One thing that's bad about this hammer strength leg extension is the amount of flexion that you get on the way back. Ideally, I want my knees to be back as far as possible, but stops a little bit short. Have to make do with what we have. I could get some pads, some thick pads, to put where your shins rest to widen that gap to make it more of a knee flexion. But for the most part, this is the best one that's here, and it's pretty damn good. Just wish it was a little bit better. 2 more sets, then squats. So the problem with being in the gym too, there's 4 Smith machines, two Smith machines that I really like, and they're typically always taken. So I'm gonna have to go wait again. We finally just got a machine. I like this Smith squat, the Nautilus, over the, there's a hammer strength one. Actually, Matrix. Because a little bit of a slant. It feels good on my knees. It doesn't bother my knees at all. So, just did one little field set of 135, 225. Maybe walking up to 4 plates. Not exactly sure, I'm just gonna go see how I feel. But we have about an hour or 15 minutes left before I have to go pick up Leo. So kind of somewhat in a time crunch. Started the workout just a little bit late and had to wait for machines to become available, which kind of sucks. I hate rushing leg day, but I think we'll have enough time to not like overly rush or anything. Sometimes you just gotta do that when you're a parent, you're a dad. Sure, some of you watching this can relate. Sometimes you gotta speed your workouts up depending on what you have going on for the day. But we're gonna go and get after it. We're gonna jump into our second set right away. Don't need much rest. Another hard part about this, I'm having golfer's elbow, so when putting the bar on my back, this is painful, so I gotta do it really slow. Kind of sucks, but the more I get warmed up though, easier it gets. So that's the cool thing. So, it feels pretty light. We're just gonna go make the jump to 3 plates. And then, might feel bold just going from 3 to 4. Usually I go from 3 plates to a quarter and then 4, but at least I feel this feels pretty good. And that's the benefits of warming up properly. Some days you just feel it. Some days you need to do a lot of warm-ups. And the muscle just stays more cold. My muscles are staying pretty warm right now, so feels pretty good. When doing squats, my main movements, I typically take about 4 or 5, sometimes 6 minutes between each set because I want to make sure I have maximum output when it comes to squat. I want to make sure that I have the ability to generate the most amount of power and strength. Especially during contest prep, I want to make sure to not rush because I want to give my muscle a reason to stick around and not go anywhere. You have to give the muscle a reason to stay, to grow, but in this instance, not so much now because I think it's still growth, my calories are still high, but as food starts to go lower and lower and lower, I want to make sure that my rest is longer so I got the most amount of strength to do the most amount of weight to, again, give that muscle a reason to stick around and linger around so it doesn't go away with being in a calorie deficit and doing cardio and losing body fat. That's where a lot of people go wrong with contest prep is they tend to go, what's up, brother? Tend to go really fast. Muscle can be stripped away pretty quickly if you're not being mindful of upholding your strength. So that's my number 1 focal point here. We're gonna be conservative. For the first working set, we're gonna do 365. We're gonna stop at 8 reps. Catch my breath. 5-minute rest. That'll do 4 plates. Usually I would do 2 sets at the 4 plates. I'm gonna see how I feel. Usually I go off of feel when it comes to squats here. And I don't base it on, you know, I'm trying to be weak or be a bitch or back off or anything like that. It's truly how my muscles are firing, feeling, how much fatigue I have in place, how much fatigue I've been accumulating throughout the week. So I truly go off of feel. Because I've been doing this for a while, so I let my experience gauge that the most. Yeah, so we get it. All right, let's go 8 reps. Felt somewhat easy. Depending on how I position my feet. Here versus here, a slight change. I feel different in how my muscles contracting. A little straight, feels very, very, very slight. A little off right here. Here, not so much. So the adjustment I'm gonna make when doing 4 plates is toe slightly out. I can't stress enough about experience. Learning your body and what it's capable of producing with heavy loads, rep after rep after rep after rep. You learn it with time. like I said, feet here, felt a little off here. Recognize that. Mid-set, turn it out. Didn't feel it at all. A little bit, small little change like that can make a big difference. So I encourage you to learn your body as you go throughout your fitness journey with working out, building muscle, getting leaner, whatever the case is. Really learn your body. The more you can learn your body, the better results that can come. The more injuries you can prevent. So stay on top of that. Kyle, help me out. He doesn't move. He stays on the camera, stays locked. Wait, yep. 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 All right, so this will be my benchmark of where we're at throughout prep. 4 plates, 8 reps, 2 sets. I'm gonna do next set. Felt really good. I've realized on squats, I don't go to like a 0 or 1 RIR, more so like 2 to 3. Now that I'm older, because when I usually push it that hard, I typically will injure this part of my leg, so I feel a slight tear, or something in this region too. So I've always known over the years, I realized that I can't push it that hard on squats. So I progress within a 2 to 3 RIR range on squat specifically. One more set, then we're gonna move to leg press. I'm out of breath, as you can tell, but we got a gift today because people are rude. Come over here to leg press, nobody racked their weights, 4 plates on each side. Good for me because this is what I'm gonna start with, but it's fucked up. If you don't rack your weights, you should rack your weights. Gym etiquette. A little 110-pound girl would have to come over here and take all these plates off. Not cool. But again, it works out for me right now, so that's cool, but always rack your weights. Fuck, I'm out of breath. If you're not breathing hard from a leg day, especially you men out there, chances are you ain't pushing that hard. Either that or I'm just out of breath or out of shape right now. Maybe a little bit of both. Let's get the first field set. Typically I don't start this heavy, but I think this machine's a little bit lighter, so we'll see where it's at. Oh, that feels kind of heavy. Lightweight. Yeah, it's light. We'll go ahead and throw on 2 more plates, 6 total. And we'll count that as the first workout set, 6 plates. Got 30 minutes to wrap this workout up. I can tell my legs are getting fatigued right now. 12 reps, struggled on that. Pretty much a 0 or 1 RIR. Gassed. Really felt good contraction, good depth to the press. And pretty much near failure. One of the hardest things to do is leg press after squats. But I feel such an intense contraction. That's super good for me. So first set down, probably just gonna do probably 3 sets here. A little bit faster rest time. After this exercise, so I can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Because leg day is hard. It's the last hardest exercise. And get to that point where exhausted. Fuck. And this is why proper nutrition is so important, because if you don't feel your body before you're working out, chances are you won't be able to make a long workout or intense workout, hard workout, etc. If you don't feed your body, don't nourish it, don't give yourself plenty of the right macros, the right glycemic load, right micros, you're gonna gas out. Meanwhile, the person next to you that's fueling themselves and providing their body with as much energy as they can is gonna surpass you. And when it comes to contest prep, everyone's hungry to go win that trophy, to go get first place, get top call outs. So you gotta make sure you do everything right if you're trying to step on stage at a competitive level. That's a wrap for legs, or for leg press. So, something very interesting here is I'll typically do these first when I'm fresh, so I can do the most amount of weight. Though when I do them first, I feel a really, really good contraction, like without a doubt. Putting them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Now, the contraction is just insane right now. And I typically max out this machine because I'm fresh. Now that I'm a little bit fatigued, I can do a little bit less weight, but the contraction is just absolutely insane. And it could just be because I'm switching up the routine a little bit versus what I've been doing, so that could be it. But I'm rolling with it because it feels good. Fuck me. God damn. Yeah, it's crazy feeling. How many of you guys in the gym, between your sets, do you scroll your phone or people watch? Which one do you do? Leave a comment below. A lot of interesting people. And it's crazy because there's so many people who are teaching fitness on how to do the right form, how to work out in the gym, what exercise you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And still, you look around in the gym, especially a commercial gym like here at Crunch, so many people are doing 1, weird shit, 2, incorrect form, 3, a lot of them don't know anything about tempo, like just being jerky with the movements, sporadic, fast. It's crazy. I mean, it's 2025, man. Like, there's so many people teaching good shit out here. Like, get your exercise in order. It's crazy to see, which is a good thing because obviously it paves the way for me to acquire new clients, obviously. So it's people always need a good teacher. If you know, if you want a good teacher on how to work out and get in shape, I know a guy. All right, last set. Let's max it out. Fuck me. Ugh, fuck. All right. So we're gonna call that for legs. Because I still have a second leg day, well, I'm gonna do a little bit more hamstring work than what we did today. But I am gonna finish with abs. So the only thing I'm gonna be doing is 3 sets of decline crunches, 15 reps each, and also 3 sets of leg raises, 15 reps each. And also stomach vacuums in between as well for 30 seconds. That wraps it up. We'll catch you on the next workout.